Welcome on the channel Voices of Reddit. Today we have an intriguing story about the
Am I the bad person for breaking up with my boyfriend over a TikTok comment? I feel so unsettled. I've been with my boyfriend, Alex, for 2 years now. We started dating when I was 16 and he was 17. We've grown up together in many ways, sharing milestones and dreaming about our future. I always believed we shared the same values and views on important issues. Yesterday, my friend Janice sent me a link to a TikTok video that left me feeling sick to my stomach. The video featured two men discussing a situation where one of them cheated on his girlfriend. Instead of trying to fix the relationship, as he put it, she retaliated by cheating on him. He lamented that this was his biggest heartbreak because, while his one-night stand meant nothing to him, she slept with an ex-friend she had a crush on before they got together. The video went on to claim that it's a woman's duty to be nurturing and forgiving in a relationship, insisting that women need to understand that some men simply aren't monogamous. Jenna was outraged and messaged me saying, "I cannot believe how out of touch these men are." Curious and equally appalled, I decided to read the comments. To my absolute shock, the first comment I saw was from Alex. He had tagged two of our mutual friends, Mike and Lucas, and wrote, "Women." Mike responded, "Females are so dramatic," and Alex agreed with him. I felt my heart sink. Was this the same Alex who was raised by a single-teen mom? His mother, Maria, had him when she was just a teenager herself. She worked 3 jobs to keep a roof over his head, food on the table, and even managed to support his passion for soccer. Despite their tight budget, when we first started dating, I asked him who his role model was, and without hesitation, he said it was his mom. He would often tell me stories about how strong and brave she is, how much he appreciates everything she's done for him. His father cheated on Maria right after she gave birth, using the excuse that he can be expected to just not have sex for 8 weeks while she recovered. Knowing all this, how could Alex agree with such misogynistic views? I was at school when I saw the comments, hiding in one of the bathroom stalls. As I tried to process my emotions, I felt disgusted, betrayed, and confused. He texted me earlier that morning asking if I wanted to hang out after school, and I said yes. I decided I was going to confront him and, depending on his response, possibly break up with him. Throughout the day, my mind was racing. I kept thinking, did I really know him at all? To make matters worse, I discovered that he had commented under almost every post that account had made. Agreeing with their misogynistic views, he seemed to believe that girlfriends and wives are the property of the men they're with. After school, I was driving home when my phone rang. It was Maria. She's always been like a second mother to me, kind, supportive, and incredibly understanding. She called to ask what sides I wanted her to make for Thanksgiving dinner. Trying to hold back tears, I answered as best I could. Sensing something was wrong, she gently asked, "What's wrong?" "Beautiful." That was all it took for me to break down. I pulled over to the side of the road and started sobbing. Between gasps, I told her about the TikTok and Alex's comments. She was silent for what felt like an eternity before she finally said, "Honey, he's not at work right now." Confused, I asked what she meant. She revealed that Alex was actually viewing an apartment to surprise me when I graduate. Her best friend owns a series of luxury apartment complexes, and she had offered one to Alex at a significantly reduced rate. He was planning to sign the lease and surprise me on Valentine's Day. The apartment was our dream plus C, a 3-bedroom unit where we could have our own offices and a shared space. I was stunned. Part of me felt guilty for jumping to conclusions, but another part was still hurt and angry about his online behavior. Maria offered to come over, look at the screenshots, and then take me to their house to talk to Alex. She wanted to be there when I confronted him, just in case. When we arrived, I immediately showed Alex the screenshots and asked him to explain himself. His face went pale, and he started talking rapidly, stumbling over his words. After a minute, he stopped and just stared at the floor. Frustrated, I got up to leave, but he grabbed my hand and pleaded, "Please, let me explain everything." He handed me his phone and directed me to open his Discord app, showing me a specific server. Confused, I did as he asked. He explained that one of the guys he tagged, Lucas, is a chauvinist who had been exhibiting concerning behavior. Alex and some of their friends were gathering evidence to show Lucas's girlfriend, hoping to warn her. They feared she wouldn't believe them without concrete proof. He showed me a group Google document that dated back a month and a half. It contained links to TikTok videos, screenshots of comments, and discussions from their Discord server about how to expose Lucas. In one conversation, Lucas suggested that Alex should publicly make misogynistic comments to gain Lucas's trust, especially since Alex never spoke negatively about me. Alex had initially refused, but eventually gave Lucas his TikTok login, so Lucas could post comments pretending to be him. I was appalled. Even if this was to gather evidence, how could you let someone use your account to say such horrible things about me? I demanded. He looked devastated. I know, it was stupid. I thought it was the only way to help her see who he really is. I never meant to hurt you. At this point, he was in tears, apologizing profusely. He offered to leave the Discord server, block Lucas, and cut off all contact with him. He even suggested we go to couples therapy and said he would start individual therapy to work on his decision-making. I told him that while I appreciated his willingness to make amends, I needed time to think. I wasn't sure if I could move past this. The apartment surprise didn't change how hurt I felt about his actions. I suggested that we take a break, setting clear boundaries, no contact with Lucas or Dean. This is a break, not a breakup, but we should refrain from dating or flirting with others. He needs to apologize to his mother for involving her in this mess. Limited communication between you is just enough to check in. He agreed to all my conditions without hesitation, expressing that he would do anything to make things right. As we talked, Maria overheard our conversation and confronted him. She was furious, especially given her own history with Alex's father, who had been abusive and held similar misogynistic views. She couldn't believe Alex had gotten involved in something like this, even if his intentions were to help someone else. Before I left, Alex asked if I would still join them for Thanksgiving. He said he'd stay in his room if it made me more comfortable. I told him I'd consider it but made no promises. Now, sitting here, I feel exhausted and numb. I'm not sure what to do or how to feel. Part of me wants to believe that he had good intentions, but another part is deeply hurt by his actions and the fact that he kept this from me. I've decided to seek individual therapy to process everything. Maybe, in time, I'll be able to forgive him, but for now, I need space to figure things out.